Today on Fresno State Focus, conflict and chaos at the Mexico-U.S. border as hundreds camp out in Tijuana, hoping to asylum.
Next, the campfire in Butte County is now contained, but the devastating destruction is still being assessed as people wait for help.
Plus, we'll see if students think there are enough healthy food options here on campus. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Monica Gerber.
And I'm Lindsay Hyatt.
Here are 7 things you should know today, and we start with the rain. This is our first real wave of rain today for the season. Showers hit the valley late last night and have been steady all day long. With the changing colors of the leaves on campus, it's a pretty sight. But most Fresno State students are doing the mad dash through the rain looking for cover anywhere dry, in class, in the library, and in the student union. We'll take you live to the USU in a few minutes.
With an eruption of violence over the weekend at the U.S.-Mexico border, there's no clear end in sight for the journey of the latest caravan at the U.S. border. U.S. government officials state that it can take anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks to begin processing these migrants. The process takes about 2 days per person. Because of the wait and the unsafe and unsanitary conditions, many are heading back to their home countries, but more are still waiting, hoping to come into the United States.
After a 7th-month journey, NASA's InSight touched down on Mars' surface earlier this week. Many watched in awe, some even waiting in New York's Times Square, drenched in the rain. The goal for InSight is to study the interior of Mars, much like in the Matt Damon movie, The Martian, detecting temperature and looking for earthquakes, or should we say Marsquakes.
The deadliest and most destructive fire in California's history is now contained. The death toll of the so-called Camp Fire has risen to 88, with over 150 people still missing. The fire consumed over 240 square miles and destroyed over 13,000 homes. California businessman Bob Wilson flew to Chico this week with 2 suitcases filled with $1,000 checks for the students and staff of Paradise High School.
Democrats today chose California Democratic Representative Nancy Pelosi as the party's nominee for Speaker of the House. The nomination was done by private ballot on Capitol Hill. 32 Democrats voted against Pelosi. The final vote is January 3rd, when Pelosi will need 15 more votes to be appointed to this high-ranking position.
The race for California's 21st congressional seat is currently at a slim margin. TJ Cox today is declaring himself the winner, though his lead is only 506 votes ahead of incumbent Hanford Republican David Valadao. The 21st is the last congressional race in the country. If Cox ends up coming out on top, the Democrats will have gained 40 more seats in this midterm election. Ballots from Fresno are still being counted, and the final tally must be certified by next week.
Christmas is under just a month away, and the First Lady wasted no time in sprucing up the White House. In what reportedly took Melania Trump months of planning, her Christmas decor has a theme this year of American treasures honoring the heart and spirit of the American people. The decor is exceptionally cheerful throughout the White House, though the reception mixed to the blood red Christmas trees in one area of the White House.
What would you give to help someone out? Your money, your time? What about your hair? Camp Kesson volunteer Kaylee O'Connor promised donors she'd donate an entire foot of hair if she reached her fundraising goal. Joining us today is none other than Kaylee herself. Thank you so much for joining us, Kaylee.
Of course.
So Giving Tuesday was yesterday, and for those of us who don't know, it's Camp Kesson's big fundraiser. So tell us a little bit about that.
So for Giving Tuesday, our fundraising goal was to raise $15,000 in just one day. And we actually beat that goal by more than $2,000.
Wow, that's incredible. And what do you guys do to raise so much money?
Yeah, so we started at about 5 a.m. and we first bucketed at Palm and Herndon. Then we did tabling at the free speech area, and then we ended with Power Hour, where we called a whole bunch of family and friends and talked about Camp Kesson and asked for donations.
And you set a pretty high goal as well.
I did. My fundraising goal was $1,000, and I actually beat it by more than $60.
Wow, good for you. And so each person a pretty unique goal. Like, and they say like, I'll jump out of a plane if you give me this amount of money, or in your case, you'd cut your hair. So why did you decide to
Do the
say
haircut.
that?
Yeah, so we have dares, and I thought the haircut was a great way to do two types of goals for me. I get to raise $1,000 and then donate hair, so I'd give back my hair for the better.
Wow, and so you did meet your goal, so you will be cutting your hair?
Yes, I'm cutting it this Friday.
Wow, are you nervous?
Yeah, actually I haven't had my hair this short since like 5th grade, so it'll look different.
Definitely, definitely. And are there any other Camp Kesem events coming up this semester?
Yeah, we actually have our other big fundraising event, Make the Magic. It's in April, and we have meetings every month, and we're always looking for new counselors.
Wow, that sounds really great. And we're so proud of your fundraising efforts. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, we just want to thank Kaylee for being here today. We wish her the best of luck in her future fundraising efforts.
Healthy eating is a priority for many people, but some students find it hard to eat healthy when they are on campus all day studying or going to class. I took a look at the different food options Fresno State has to offer to see what is available to students.
Fresno State offers a variety of different food options, from the USU food court to its very own pub called The Bucket. These facilities are always bustling with students, but some feel our school does not offer enough variety for students who have alternative diets.
Personally, I'm vegan and I don't really have a lot of options I can go to. There's not really any like salads or vegetable options. I would say like the healthiest thing we'd have would be Subway, but still there's not even a salad there or like a vegetarian sandwich that would be healthy enough, that would be filling as well.
A lot of students pack their own lunches, but for some that's not so easy because they live on campus and do not have cars. These students eat most of their meals at the resident dining hall.
It's definitely like a unbalance of like healthy to unhealthy food. For instance, they have like a salad bar, they always have fruit ready, but in terms of like main entrees, it can sometimes get gluttonous.
For students like Jordan who live on campus, the student cupboard is a resource available. With their student IDs, students can get free groceries.
Fresno State has been working to give students more healthy eating options. Sometimes it's just a matter of knowing how to order healthy.
So whatever you're eating, you want to make sure you're opting for whole grains, you're getting a vegetable and a healthy protein to create a balanced meal for you.
Fresno State has many food options to offer students. Healthy eating is an option that is attainable at our campus.
If you want to find out more information on how to eat healthy, you can schedule an appointment with the nutrition services on your health center portal.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we take a look at one of the first big rainfalls to hit Fresno State this year and see how students are running for cover.
Plus, I'll show you how some of our fellow Bulldogs help serve Fresno during the season of giving. All that when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
The rain finally stopped, but it's still wet and gray. This is a live look outside our Fresno State Focus studio right now. Looking out into the amphitheater toward the music department, it's wet out there. The National Weather Service says we've gone about 1/3 of an inch of rain with this. For Fresno, that's a pretty good soaking. The rain on campus has students scrambling to get indoors. Let's go live to see Cedric Hood, who's at the University Student Union.
Okay guys, it's nice and warm in here, and if you take a look, students are in here trying to stay dry. They are doing homework, watching Netflix, studying for exams, anything you can name it. And if you take a look outside, you kind of can tell a little bit. It's been raining all day, and the rain is expected to continue for the next few days. So this is definitely going to be a popular spot for students. Now, like I said, it's very nice and warm in here. They have a little bit of Christmas decorations up, and there's actually a fireplace in here for students to stay nice and warm next to. Now, the fireplace was going on a little bit earlier, but they turned it off to take a little break because it was getting a little hot in here. Now, everybody knows that the USU is full of activities. Now, under the basement, there is bowling, there is pool, arcade games, there's even a cafeteria to go eat. So there's lots to do up in here. And I'm going to direct your attention to the little sofas we have over here. Now, you can lounge over here and take a nap if you need to. It was a little packed in here earlier, but a lot of students kind of had to go to class and things like that, or their days ended. But there's so much for students to do in here. They have CNN going on up there, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and turn things back over to the studio. I'm Cedric Hood with Fresno State Focus at the University Student Union.
The Gibson Farmers Market is here at Fresno State and is in the midst of its 6th annual Helping Hams campaign. The goal is to raise over $7,000 to provide hams to families in need. With the campaign at its halfway point, that goal appears to be in reach. With every donation given to this campaign, supporters are given a little button to show their support to the cause.
It's the season of giving gifts, giving joy, and most importantly, giving back. The Jan and Bud Richter Center is committed to doing just that. Before Thanksgiving break, the Richter Center held its annual Serving Fresno's Day. Fresno State students helped at 5 sites throughout Fresno. A group of Fresno State students and alumni teamed up with the Habitat for Humanity to refinish a home.
My favorite part is at the end of each one-day service event and just seeing like how much the students and different volunteers can accomplish in just like 4 hours.
Volunteers can make a huge impact on someone's life. Just because Serving Fresno Day is over doesn't mean it's too late to volunteer. The Richter Center will be putting on a similar event called Spring into Service next semester.
Money. It can be a blessing and a curse. Luckily, here at Fresno State, students looking into making a difference are fortunate enough to have some at their disposal.
As Clayton Jones shows us, thanks to the Dean's Council, a group of students looking to make a difference were able to travel to Ghana.
Headed by Professor Jess Thurkelson, a group of students spent 16 days in the villages of Shia and Suhum to help further fair trade in Ghana and create a documentary shedding light on the difficulties these villagers face.
A lot of people in the community at large don't necessarily know that that's something that Fresno State is doing, and creating a documentary like this is telling the community, hey, this is what Fresno State is doing. Fresno State is traveling to Shia, and we are building this sort of infrastructure.
The trip was partially funded by the Dean's Council, which has funded trips abroad for students since the 90s, although relatively unknown.
Okay, so the Dean's Council is basically just an annual fund, which about half of it goes towards scholarships programs, and the other half goes towards a discretionary spending account controlled by the Dean.
The entire focus behind the trip was to help bridge that relationship between Fresno State and Shia, help lay a foundation for future students, and help give perspective on a third world culture. Not to mention, help produce more cacao beans, the secret ingredient that makes these delectable little treats so sweet.
I think it's very, very important for people who don't have like a super informed idea of what African countries are like and what the villages, how they live.
Farmers from Ghana taught these students everything there is to know about cacao bean production. The students' documentary is close to being finished in hopes that it will help Ghana enter into a fair trade practice and increase their production of cacao, Ghana's #1 export.
If you're looking to study abroad in Ghana, unfortunately the deadline for the spring semester has already passed, but you have until April 30th to register for next summer's trip. Any student with at least a 2.5 GPA can go. Spots are limited.
Coming up in sports, we find out about our dogs training their way to the Mountain West Championship.
Plus, a look at our Fresno State wrestling team in its 2nd season back on campus.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit up in my head.
Hey. Up Up in my head to say, I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart, deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes, down in my toes, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes, down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Katie Altenhoffel with your sports report. We start out with some exciting news about the future of the Fresno State football. Four-star recruit Jalen Cropper from Sanger announced his decision to play for the Bulldogs. Cropper is ranked as a nation's 14th ranked two-way athlete, leading his high school, the Buchanan Bears, in receivings this year with 565 yards and 7 touchdowns, helping his team to a Central Section Division I high school playoff semifinals. Fresno State earned its 10th win on Saturday using 4 second-half touchdowns to get a 31-13 victory over San Jose State on Senior Day at the Bulldog Stadium. Keyshawn Johnson helped the Bulldogs with a 31-yard touchdown in the third quarter. In the last quarter, the Bulldogs made 3 offensive drives with a touchdown. Defensively, the Dogs limited the San Jose State to a 60 rushing yards and 367 yards. Fresno State retained the Valley's trophy for a second year in a row. The Bulldogs will play Boise State for the second consecutive season Mountain West Championship game this Saturday at 4:45 on ESPN. The battle on the Midway sure was a battle. Fresno State had 4 Bulldogs pick up the victories on the duel that was on the aircraft carrier, the Midway. Fresno State came up short in the end, falling to Stanford 22-15. Redshirt freshman Jackson Hemeyer and sophomore Chris DeLuza picked up wins, while heavyweight A.J. Nevels recorded a major decision, and that's a win. The Dogs will return for Cliff Keen Invitation in Las Vegas, hosted at the Las Vegas Convention Center on November 30th and December 1st. I'm here with Austin Carter, a winged sprint car racer. He's also got he's a kinesiology student here at Fresno State. Thanks for talking to me, Austin.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about sprint car racing. What is it?
So a sprint car it's hard to explain. It's got a big old wing on top that looks like it's way too big for a race car. It's got these 4 ginormous tires and a big old engine in the middle that helps it go in circles.
Okay, and how did you get into this?
When I was 5 years old, my dad put me in what we called quarter midgets, which was just a smaller scale of the sprint car. Mm-hmm. And they raced big cars while I raced a little car. And then as I got older, I got to progress through the rankings of racing. And then finally I ended up in the top of short track racing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So the difference between a sprint car and a regular car is just the wing, or do they go faster?
Basically, the only similarities between a regular car and a sprint car is that they both have 4 wheels and a steering wheel. Our sprint cars, the tires are ginormous. They're made to where you can only turn one way. So our right side tires are bigger than our left side tires. Our motors have 900 horsepower in them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and our cars only weigh 1,500 pounds, which is less than half of what a normal street car weighs. And then obviously the wings, normal cars don't have wings on top of them that keep us pinned to the track, because we're going so fast and we don't weigh very much that we need something to keep us pinned to the ground. And then our safety features, where you guys normally have a seatbelt, we have 5-point harnesses that hold us into a full containment seat, which is basically like a adult version of a car seat, basically.
Okay, so can you tell me how fast they go?
Yeah, so we don't really know the true top speed of them because we go so far and then we got to turn left. So, but we've been up to upwards of 180, 185 miles an hour on an oval track, which is extremely fast for what we're doing.
That's crazy. Can you tell me any scary stories that you've had? I know weighing only 15 pounds, there has to be
There,
a crash
well,
story?
yeah, there's a few crash stories. We call them knocking the fence down, which the wall pretty much always wins in that. Yeah, this year we were in Salt Lake City racing for a big 100-lap race, and about lap 13, somebody in my crew, I don't know who, forgot to tighten one of the tires, and the tire actually fell off the car, and I spun around and hit the wall. And ironically, they loaded the car up and then put a new tire on and sent me back out, and everything was all right, luckily. But we've had a few injuries, a few scary shots to the wall.
Oh, wow. So you mentioned Salt Lake City. How far do you travel? Like, where's the farthest that you've gone?
The farthest that we've been all the way back to Florida, in the Carolinas. We've been all over the place trying to race. We normally do it in the summertime when we're out of school and we can afford to go for a while.
Yeah.
And then we start over there and we kind of work our way back. So we'll hit a lot of the in-between states. We'll go all the way up into Idaho and Washington and run with the northern guys, and then end our season pretty much in California.
Okay, so being said, you're out of season right now, so you only travel in the summer.
Yeah.
Okay. I also understand that you are a Taekwondo black belt. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so about the same time I started racing, I was one of the smaller kids in my class, so my dad put me in Taekwondo so that just in case anything happened or there was bullying, I was able to defend myself. And then from there, me and my dad took it up onto the world stage, and we went and we competed around the world together. At the same time I do racing. I think that they both go hand in hand with the split-second decision-making. The Taekwondo helps with the physical requirements of racing or driving a race car, because it's very physically demanding being in a car for that long. It's like doing a 3-hour workout in a sauna, because I sit a foot away from a motor that's running 250 degrees. Wow. And then vice versa. In the Taekwondo, it's a hand-to-hand fighting sport where we're kicking and punching each other, and it really toughens up the body and puts you in peak physical condition.
Wow. Okay, well, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
We have been speaking with sprint car racer and Fresno State student Austin Carter. Thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you.
That's your focus on sports. Now here's Chelsea for some entertainment and...
Have you ever heard of a way to combine your love for animals with physical therapy? Well, here at Heart of the Horse Therapy Ranch, they do just that.
Welcome to therapy, and as you can tell, it's different. Horses are the therapists for medically fragile children. They help strengthen the child in so many ways.
Like today, I'll have a little girl named Ashley who has a heart and lung disease, and we work with her because when she had her problems, she ended up with a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, from lack of oxygen. So we'll be working with her today to help her gain that back.
This therapy ranch has about 200 sessions per month. Each child gets one-on-one time with their horse for 8 weeks.
These 8-week sessions are in high demand, with 65 to 70 families on the wait list. It takes about 8 to 10 months to get approved. And the great part about this Heart of the Horse Therapy Ranch is that it's free.
Because the goal is to help children, Guy Adams, the co-founder of this physical therapy ranch, runs a place mostly with the help of volunteers. Like Fresno State students, there are about 70 volunteers per year. They see many things here at the ranch, and one of the greatest experiences is the excitement in the child.
You get excited as a volunteer when you kind of see like their face start to light up, and you can tell that they're like making progress.
Alice Areola, whose daughter is a brain cancer survivor, says this program has been a blessing in their life.
But it's the highlight of our week. It's something that we definitely look forward to. Wake up on Thursdays and make sure she's got her boots on for her horse day.
Alice did not think her daughter Emily would see past her 4th birthday. They just celebrated her 15th birthday this month.
They are located just off of the 168 East on Academy Oaks, or you can visit their website, heartofthehorses.org, for any further questions. Now let's send it back to Monica and Lindsay.
Holiday shopping is still ruling the roost in the retail world, and that's what everyone seems to be talking about right now. Record-breaking amounts of money were spent on Black Friday as MasterCard saw an estimated $23 billion in sales, a 9% increase from last year. Rounding out the post-Turkey Day deals is Cyber Monday, which was also expected to be massive.
The numbers are still rolling in, but it was expected that online retailers would see $7.8 billion in sales, which would be a 17% increase from last year. Amazon was the biggest winner, selling over 180 million items on Cyber Monday, a personal record for the e-commerce giant. Now it's time for What's the Tea? Chelsea and Katie are here to join us. Christmas is just around the corner, and that means lots of people are shopping for other people. Whether you're shopping online or in stores, timing is crucial to get those gifts wrapped and under the tree.
So tell me, guys, what's your secret? Are you online shoppers, in stores, last minute, ahead of time?
I'm definitely an online shopper. I don't like to go in stores, especially for like Black Friday and just like when there's big sales going on. I prefer shopping online. That's just my go-to.
See, I'm more of a Black Friday kind of girl. I like to go out and be that one of those crazy.
Just for the deals, or do you just like the experience of it?
I like the experience.
I personally feel like there aren't really Black Friday deals anymore. It's like everything that's on sale is more on sale, but if it's on sale, then no one wanted it to begin with.
Yeah, Black Friday's kind of becoming a thing of the past. Yeah. All right, our next topic, which I don't think any of us are looking forward to, is finals. Before Christmas and all the fun, studying for exams comes first.
What are some secrets and tips that help you prepare and get through finals week?
Just study hard, I guess.
Drinking lots of coffee.
Yeah, definitely coffee.
Yeah.
Dutch Bros.
I like to make playlists, like playlists with music that doesn't really have words. So when I'm like studying, I'm just like in the jam of doing things and I'm not distracted.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies on that about how like classical music is really
That's what I
conducive
listen
to
Yeah.
helping you succeed.
Definitely.
Before we end today, let's get another look outside on this wet Wednesday.
Cedric, how's it looking out there?
All right, guys, now I've kind of shifted gears. I came to the front of the library, and if you look behind me, it's wet. It's really wet outside. If you take a look over there by the free speech area, there's lots of leaves on the ground, and they're all drenched wet. And I have a little friend with me here. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Kaylee.
Kaylee, nice to meet you. I see you came prepared.
Yeah,
How's
today?
How's the rain been treating you?
I actually really like the rain. A lot of people don't, but it's a chance to bring out my boots and my favorite coats.
So you're all about the fashion, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I like your sweater. You're repping Fresno State. All right, well, thank you so much. It's nice to meet you. And I have another friend right here. What was your name, buddy?
My name's Luis.
Luis. Now, you do not have an umbrella in your hand.
No, I wasn't expecting it to rain all day, to be honest. Yeah, I brought out this jacket. I thought I was just going to sprinkle here and there, and I come to class just soaked.
Nice. And how's the rain been treating you? How's the traffic?
I've been trying to drive a lot more carefully because I see a couple cars slip here and there. But other than that, it's been treating me well. I like the rain.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you today. Have a good day. All right. And I'm Cedric Hood, standing in front of the Henry Madden Library for Fresno State Focus.
Thanks for the update, Cedric. Next week on Fresno State Focus, we take you along and show you more on how Fresno State students got to study abroad in Ghana.
And we take you live to Christmas Tree Lane, where presidents are gathering for the first holiday season.
And don't forget, we'll bring you the results on how our football team did at the Mountain West Championship.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.